Welcome to another video on my Raspberry Pi 2 running RaspberryPiOS, connected to serial line, HDMI for a monitor that not really works out, connected to network and to fischertechnik camera. Also connected via band cable to a breadboard with some fischertechnik, being photo cell, actually phototransistor, and an LED. And last time I added this normal LED for a check, and it turns out that this LED didn't work and this LED did. So I have in preparation a lamp and another LED to see what's wrong and what's right, and an LDR, light dependent resistor, also from fischertechnik, to check out how I can make, instead of yes and no, false or true, some actual values. So that being said, let's go to Screencast and see how software and cameras work out. And if you like this video or my whole YouTube channel, please go to the little thumbnail in the bottom right corner, click and subscribe. So now let's go to the screencast. So, screencast. At left, the VNC with the camera, the terminal for the output and the terminal for the Python code, and you see here two lines of GPIO output. This one I started with, didn't work out for some reason, and so I put it in a different one which does work out. Then output using 15 from this line, 1 second, and then well, out, so false. And with the phototransistor I don't yet read in, although the wire is ready to do so. Anyway, let's see what happens, and then mind this LED. Also mind this LED. So whatever happens, happens. Yeah. So for that reason, because this LED doesn't do a thing yet, and this one does. Let's see, this one. I want to replace it. But I also made the schematics. This, by the way, is the minicom terminal from which I start everything up. But if you are familiar with my videos, then you know. This is, of course, the camera in a slightly different resolution, which is attached to the computer I record this on. This is a slide schematics, port 15, port 13 for the intended input from the fischertechnik phototransistor, ground for the LEDs, and 5 volts. Anyway, I have to put this one into in place of this one. So let me do that. I replaced the LED, so let's try it out. Lamp works. Well, the red LED works, but the fischertechnik one doesn't do anything. So I'm wondering what's wrong. I'm wondering very much what's wrong. Well, maybe I should just replace it with a lamp. because on the other hand, two LEDs of fischertechnik that don't work and one ordinary LED that does work. Usually an ordinary LED works at 3 volts and fischertechnik is designed to work at 9 volts. But that being said, I should test the fischertechnik LEDs. And if I've done that, I can always replace it with a lamp, which is also designed for 9 volts, although a lamp is a lamp. Having tested both of the LEDs on a fischertechnik power controller, one turns out to be a tricolor LED, the other an ordinary one, and both work, both function. So they don't on here, probably too low voltage of 5 volts. If it is 5 volts, it could be 3.3, but anyway, this one is working. So now time for the lamp to test. Let's see what that works out. Absolutely. Well, okay. So now this one doesn't do anything anymore. I'm taking out this one, the wire, which works. So that leads me to assume that this lamp takes more power, takes power away from this LED, which, yeah, okay. So what to do next? Not enough power to drive the fischertechnik parts. What to do if I want to read anyway? Good question, I have to think about that, because I wanted to use this LDR, although this is 9 volts as well, and the other one, another one that I have and can use, how is that going to be? Just reading, shining with a light on it? I think I'll try that. So let's see how that works out. Okay, so I have changed the setup. Now it is a fischertechnik LDR, light dependent resistor, connected to GPIO or port 13, GPIO 22 I think. However, no, 27. Anyway, I'm running it and it says LDR is 1. And here in the schematics I've put the LDR in place. However, I expect a millivolt value, not 1 or 0. So if I cover it with my finger, it will probably be, why is it 1? Why is it not 0? This doesn't make any sense. Anyway, I'm straying away from the fact that I'm using a camera via the Raspberry Pi, as well as via the computer, with Raspberry Pi also being a computer. What I want to signal is the fact that when I do it on this camera, you can see everything straight away. When I do it on this camera, that is showing somehow a millisecond, no, a second delay. So taking this out of the equation, just looking at this one, and here's the other LED, which is this one. Is there something to observe? So let's run. Yep, clearly. This one burns faster than this one earlier. So there is a second delay. And the thing is, of course, I am watching this on the Raspberry Pi. This is the whole Raspberry Pi environment, which is via the network, which is straight away actually. So why is there 1 second delay? Makes no sense. Once again, yeah, it has 1 second delay, which is strange, but it is. Alright, very short ending, I think. Using an LDR should be giving a millivolt value. It is not, so that is necessary to find out why. Another thing is that I wanted to introduce the statistical R language, in which I can make graphs with output, and using Scilab and Octave were not working out. So I need to find out how and why this doesn't work at first, and then I can go on using the data acquisition that I intended to do. Anyway, that is forthcoming. And for the rest, yeah, why it doesn't work, I need to find out. And with this in planning how to read an LDR, and then recording also with the fischertechnik camera connected to the RaspberryPi2 in Python, I say thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel by hitting the thumbnail in the bottom right corner. Please leave a suggestion or comment, very much appreciated. You can also follow me via Instagram and Twitter. And please show support by making a donation via either PayPal or IBAN, and you don't need a PayPal account for it. Or become a patron and have your name mentioned somewhere. For more information, please see my website, which is listed under the video, or see my Patreon page. This is obviously going to be continued, so have a nice day, take care, bye.